Guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here with an update on the 8-passenger situation. I was sent this and I felt like it would be a good time to sit down and give y'all a little bit of an update. So if you're interested, please keep watching. You guys, so no reaction in this video. There's nothing to really watch except watch me talk. So it might be a good one to listen only if y'all are into that. I'm just going to read what we have from Kevin Franke's attorney, Mr. Kester, and bring y'all up to speed as to what's been going on. So let's start at the top. It says, new filings in the child abuse case involving Jodi Hildebrandt and Ruby Franke are giving a glimpse into how Franke's children have been doing after details were shared about physical and emotional abuse. And I've talked about this from the beginning. I was automatically concerned as to just the gravity of everything that they went through and the fact that these are young children that are going to have to carry all of this with them through the rest of their lives. And, you know, hoping that everybody lives a long, healthy life. We're talking about people that were children carrying this into their 80s, their 90s, 100. You know, people live to 100 all the time. And the amount of just grief and sadness that is going to follow them. But grief is not linear, so sometimes grief will hit you when you think that you're having a really good day, everything is going as planned, you're in a good mood. It will just hit you out of left field, no warning sign, no nothing, and it can, you know, literally ruin the rest of your day, the rest of your week. So I hope that these kids are being more than just surrounded by love and guidance. It requires so much more than love and guidance, and I hope that they're getting that to the fullest extent that they are able to. It continues and says, the filing is from Kevin Franke's attorney, Ranny Kester. In the filing, they're asking a judge for restitution from Jodi for the two children who suffered months of abuse by Ruby and Jodi. So I think that part is interesting. Asking for the restitution, I mean, obviously, what are they going to do? Ask for restitution from Ruby? Like, that's their mother. I've thought a lot about all of the income that was generated off the 8-Passengers brand during their time on social media. How much of that money is left? How much of that money is sitting in an account right now, current day, that can go towards helping these children? I really wonder about that, and obviously, frankly, it's none of my business, but it is something that I've wondered about. These family vloggers who build an entire internet presence, and the parents just spend the money before the kids are even able to benefit from it in their older years. The document says, which I will link down below, the children have undergone medical care and have been subjected to psychological assessments and ongoing mental health treatment in an attempt to assist them in comprehending and recovering from these injuries. The children remain in professional care for the aggravated psychological and emotional injuries they suffered. It is clear and admitted that the children suffered immediate and continuing irreparable harm as a result of the crimes perpetuated upon them by this defendant. It goes on to also say the children will require long-term professional care extended well beyond Hildebrandt's sentencing in February. As of Tuesday, the state of Utah is paying for that medical care because the children are in the state's custody. Kevin Franke is fighting in juvenile court for full custody of the children. The filing says that once the case is wrapped up, no later than September of 2024, Kevin and the children will then have to pay for their care. You know, my God, Kevin, you dropped the ball. You dropped the ball on your fatherly responsibilities to these children, and now you want to act like having to foot the bill is what he is concerned about. I think that it's an absolute embarrassment that Kevin Franke allowed this to go on as long as he did. I understand, okay, you get into this weird situation with Jodi initially, and she's selling snake oil and doing all this weird stuff, and you kind of, quote, fall for it. But Kevin completely removed himself from the situation because he was that secure in what was going on, where he was just okay totally removing himself from the situation because it was going to heal his marriage, according to Jodi. And I can understand that to a certain degree, but I can't understand it to the degree of where we are with Ruby, Jodi, and Kevin. The filing comes after KUTV's report that Hildebrandt's house went up for sale. In the motion, Kevin's attorney cites the real estate listing, saying that the house is at least one location where those crimes were committed against the children. And I'll link my video down below in case you all missed it and you want to hear what I had to say about that. But every image that I saw of Jodi's house, whether it was the pool, the kitchen, the weird cellar, the panic room, whatever, every single one of those images, I felt emptiness and pain on behalf of what we know took place in that home. Kester said Hildebrand has resources in the form of real estate, other financial accounts, and other personal property to pay for the ongoing needs of the children. It's also alleged that the defendant owns other personal property of the value, including automobiles, a side by side, and at the time of the commission of these crimes had financial accounts, including but not limited to checking, savings, certificates of deposit, 401k, and other such accounts, either in the name of the defendant or being held by other third parties or entities of the defendant. They may include Pam Botchner, Connections LLC, or other third parties or entities. Kester cautioned that if the court doesn't take quick action, the resources may be liquidated and unavailable for access. This is probably the first thing that I've heard from Ranny Kester that I completely agree with. I do think that Jodi's assets should go directly to the people whom she negatively impacted. And I'm not only talking about the Franke children. I believe personally that Jodi Hildebrandt is also owed a portion of Jodi's assets as well. It is obvious that the defendant is in the process of assigning, disposing, or concealing the property with the intent to defraud the creditors, in that there is a probable cause of losing the remedy of restitution. The filing asks for an emergency order from the court immediately to stop Hildebrandt from attempting to transfer, dispose, sell, or otherwise adversely affect the value of said property. It asks that the judge hear her request for restitution at Hildebrandt's sentencing on February 20th. Hildebrand and Franke both took plea deals, pleading guilty to 4 counts of aggravated abuse. Both women admitted to torturing 2 of Franke's children for months. 2 News reached out to Ranny Kester and did not hear back for comment. So as I said, I will link that entire document down below in case you want to read it for yourself. But I agree with Randy Kester in this situation. There have been things that he has said in the past that I did not agree with, and I've been very blunt about how I feel. But in this situation, he is absolutely right. The only change that I would, suggest, and no, I'm not an attorney, but I do think that Jodi Hildebrandt is owed a portion of the assets that Jodi has as well. And I do think they need to move quickly because at the end of the day, Jodi also still has business partners and colleagues that are outside of prison, obviously. And she also has the Mormon church backing her, which is absolutely horrifying in my personal opinion. And I think that there is a lot of corruption, a lot of manipulation, greed, lies, sweeping things under the rug. I've talked about that in previous videos, but they do need to move quickly, and these children are owed every penny that Jodi has access to. So either way, we'll see what happens with the house. To my knowledge, it has not been sold. I said in my video about the house that who would want to live in that house anyway? You know, this has been international news, and it's hard to conceal that this house was a torture chamber for children. And I don't know about y'all, but I would not want to even be neighbors with a house that had that going on, you know, behind the four walls. So either way, that's the update on this as of right now. Of course, I will keep you guys updated once more stuff comes out. But for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.